What's up, everybody? It's me, Box Office Ricky. I am excited to bring to you another box office review. This time, it's a movie starring Will Arnett, Laird, and not only starring, but also directed by Bradley Cooper. This, I believe, is his third film that he's directed. And yeah, I've got some thoughts on it. So let's, before we dive into my thoughts on it, let me kind of give you a quick synopsis of this film, let you know what it's about, so that way we are on the same page. So check it out, homies. Here we go. After 2 decades of marriage and raising 2 sons, Alex and Tess reach an amicable but difficult decision to separate, prompted by infidelity or anger, but a quiet drifting apart. The film explores the awkward transition to co-parenting and living separate lives while maintaining a shared circle of friends. Alex, a finance professional feeling lost and without purpose outside of family life, impulsively signs up for an open mic night at a New York comedy club, which happens to be the Comedy Cellar, to avoid paying cover fees. Tess, who put her dreams on hold for the family, rediscovers her passion for volleyball coaching, specifically a shot at the 2028 Summer Olympics. The story is a raw, intimate look at a midlife crisis, identity, and evolving nature of love, using stand-up comedy as a form of therapy for Alex to confront his inner turmoil and regrets. I tell you what, the film is definitely a directorial exercise for Bradley Cooper, because I gotta say, first thoughts, I was pretty bored of this film. I was pretty bored. The first half of this film drags and feels very flat. I'm almost, I got to the point where it's like, I don't even know what we're doing here. I mean, I thought this film was going to have some sort of, I don't know, just comedic flair, or just some sort of elements of excitement. And what you get is a very depressing, overly long film. And I know what you're saying, or you might be thinking like, well, it says right there in the synopsis that this film is dealing with divorce. Yeah, I got that. But you know what though? In the trailer, I think I got sold a different bag of goods. In the trailer, what you really get is you see Will Arnett, yes, he's going through divorce, but you see that he is attempting a career at stand-up as a way to remedy that. And so you think throughout you think based on the trailer that you're getting a film about a character or person that is his rise to stand-up or getting better at stand-up. This film, yes, it has like stand-up in there, but it's almost used to absolute boredom, absolute disappointment. For a film about comedy, starring a comedic actor like Will Arnett, dealing with comedy, there is not a lot of laughs in this film, unfortunately. And I just felt like overall the film was very dry, lifeless. I don't understand why you would cast Will Arnett or Laura Dern. What's interesting is Laura Dern is 58, Will Arnett's 55. In this film, they are playing a couple that has kids that are like 8, 10 years old. And I just felt like that was a little bit of a head scratcher in my head. Like I didn't, not to play the ageism card, I just think the casting did not seem right for the type of story, the type of characters that were being portrayed. The characters that are ideally on paper on the script here are supposed to be in their mid-40s, and you can just sort of tell, like, these guys look a little bit older than that to be in that category. The other thing I'll mention too is the chemistry between Laura Dern and Will Arnett just didn't really work for me. And honestly, like, Will Arnett as a dramatic actor, I don't know. He just has too much of that I'm Batman voice, and I'm serious, and it's, darkness, and it really, him kind of, 2 hours of this film, he's playing a mopey, very down on his luck kind of guy, and it was so painful to watch. It really just was not painful in an enjoyable way, but painful in a not enjoyable way to watch. I will say that the first half of the film is really slow, really like, come on, can we get to the point? And then the second half picks up overall. And then, I think the movie, it's weird, like, you're it starts off with the focal point of this film. Like, you think the focal of this point of this film is going to be about Will Arnett being a stand-up comedian and his trials and tribulations of that, while balancing being a newly divorced dad. And then the movie just takes away the focus from there and goes to about the Laura Dern character and what her ambitions are, which it all of a sudden kind of feels out of left field that we're focused on that and not focused on what the title of the film is, you know, comedy related, centric related film. We're getting a story about Laura Dern and her wanting to be a volleyball coach, and then finding out that she, you know, was a volleyball player in the Olympics. It just seemed like the focus just really came out of, you know, too many different angles. And believe it or not, at one point you have Peyton Manning in this film, which is really odd, and he just kind of comes in as a potential love interest, and then he pops out. Weird casting. It seems like there are other elements of stunt casting in this film, and what stunt casting means is when you cast a famous actor for one bit, one part, and he just kind of drops in and drops out, and that's it. That's all you get. There, like I said, too many weird focal points going from one place to another, and there's even a focal point with the relationship with the friends that comes in, and you're just sort of like, why are we focused on this at this point? Yeah. So final thoughts, final verdict. Overall, I just think this movie is false advertisement. What you get is really a boring, dry film, and the characters, the actors in this film are just not that interesting. You get a boring couple going through a boring divorce in a boring story. And somehow Bradley Cooper's in here. His character is extremely weird and almost there to provide comedic relief, but he really doesn't. He just sort of inserts himself in weird moments. Not sure what was going on with the Bradley Cooper character. It just overall a boring film. And I wonder too if this film, it was released nationwide on January 8th. And I'm surprised that it wasn't released earlier in December. And now looking at it, it's kind of like, I don't think this movie really has the Oscar bait it needs to make an Oscar run. And I think that's probably why it got dumped in January and not necessarily in December. So those are my overall thoughts. If you're wondering why, if you should go see this in theater, my answer would be no, do not go see this in theater. It's not worth your time. There was actually a couple other films that I should have probably went to go see that I wanted to, I actually wanted to go see Greenland 2 and also Primate. Those are two new movies that came out this week. But I was like, you know what? Let me watch something artistic this week. And, Will Arnett. I love Will Arnett. And I was overly disappointed. So guys, that's my box office review. Thank you so much for watching, and please, if you had a chance to watch this film, let me know what you thought of it. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there's something there that, I missed. Maybe I was just in a grumpy mood. Who knows? But let me know what you thought about it, and I really appreciate it. So guys, I'm Box Office Ricky. Thank you so much for watching my reviews. And like I always say, in a world where you can be anything, why not be kind to each other? Thanks, guys. I am signing off. Have a great week.